staring at Shitty like it's a movie. He picked up a bottle and walked over. Wow, Oz really wanted her to show off. Freddy ended up taking her out, and later, Jimmy went to prison to see Big Boss Oz, finding out one of his guys got in trouble. She sipped hot coffee like a pro, wasting not a drop. Of course, Freddy had ulterior motives sending her, and Jimmy once again dazzled with his silver tongue. But amazingly, he convinced Oz that Shitty had betrayed him, and their statuses skyrocketed like a rocket. They were thriving in the local gang scene until one day, Freddy found his mom sobbing in the corner, and it was a sight to behold. Turns out Dad found a new girlfriend and took all the stuff, living happily with her. Freddy had Jimmy take Mom upstairs. She said she had to go fix a few things. It was pretty obvious what she was planning. Freddy knocked on Dad's new place with a bottle of wine, and guess who opened the door? His new flame. She thought Freddy was there to make up, so she let him in, and they had a heartfelt chat in the warehouse. After some time, Freddy exited the warehouse sinisterly. Wow, Teacher Tang's no pushover. One day, Freddy discovered a bunch of new faces at his territory, and none of them had his permission. They were selling new pills in his turf, clearly not taking him seriously at all. Little Black told him it was something that makes you addicted right away. Talk about a joke. Then a young guy waltzed in with a package, clearly chummy with Little Black, looking like they just sealed a deal. Then the young guy started buttering Freddy up, saying he was honored to meet him like a river that never stops. Freddy got goosebumps, but it obviously didn't matter, seeing the cast the young guy had in hand. Subtitles. Freddy seemed to be lost in his own thoughts, whereas Jimmy perceived the pills as a promising business opportunity and initiated negotiations. But Freddy simply had no interest in money whatsoever. The young guy's buddy pointed a gun at him, but Freddy wasn't going to take that. No way he'd let them mess around on his turf. He dared not, and to keep messing around on his territory, neither would make it out alive. Subtitles. They wouldn't dare. If they dared to cause trouble on their own turf, then these two guys would be truly heading towards doom. The other side was all talk, challenging him to shoot. Well, what a bold move. 5. Talk about bad luck, totally asking for it. He took care of two punks and strutted away with Jimmy. What planet are you aiming for? Don't think too hard. Tick us off and that's your problem. In Bao, all I know is, we have 75 big shots backing us. Osley sent us to negotiate. You're no Osley. I'm out here doing my job perfectly. Jimmy was a bit lost. What he said seemed simple, but he couldn't grasp Freddy's thought process, and a week went by. It was time for Jimmy to meet Osley again, and he learned that Freddy had messed it up, making Osley see him as a burden now. Jimmy tried hard to defend Freddy, but how could Freddy listen when he couldn't even control himself? So, Oz gave a command for Jimmy to go off and work with the Turks alone. But Jimmy refused for Freddy's sake, saying think about your future. So, Jimmy walked out and told Freddy he had it sorted with Oz, not to worry. Freddy knew his bro could handle it, but little did he know they were both starting a fate of their own today. From this point, Freddy got more reckless, even hooking up with Oz's sister. He found out from her that his brother Jimmy was cooking up new pills behind his back. Freddy couldn't believe it. This betrayal by a brother made him want to just chew on his own teeth. He didn't understand, so he called Oz asking why his brother was flying solo. It was just too much for him to take. He said, I never expected you to be by my side. Ever. This is just business. And now you've messed everything all up. All because you chose this path. Poor Oz. He's hitting you, Jimmy. Oh, he's hitting you. Freddy was so disappointed, and the other guy was just using some cheap tricks. Their brotherhood shattered, and the worst part, they sold off your goods today. Freddy returned home after a long time and saw his son had wet his pants, finally doing a bit of fatherly duty, but just then, his wife walked in and scolded Freddy for being neither a good father nor a decent husband. Since his release, she had completely given up on him, and they instantly got into a fight. Thanks, Jimmy, we're all gonna get hit. Hearing that got their emotions running high. They didn't even care about the kid's feelings, and Jackie ended up in the hospital, while Sister Mackie wanted the two to get a divorce. But Jackie was trying to endure it for the kid, and that made Short Fuse Mackie furious. For her sister, Mackie found the carefree Freddy. In the moment they met, she blasted him for not being a man. "If you're tough, come at me. Hitting my sister is no feat." Luckily, Jimmy showed up just in time to pull her, but it was this argument that led to something later that left Mackie full of regret.